Good afternoon, everybody. Ryan Hale from Oak Hill Outdoor and the Hookup. Joining me today, Doug Burns from the Iowa Guide Service with our weekly outdoor report.
Way to get it right, outdoor report. And why is it changing?
Because we're going to start covering a broader range of subjects, Doug. We'll get into some hunting and, dove hunting, goose hunting, duck hunting, deer hunting. We're going to cover it all.
There you go.
Fishing continues to be awesome. I had a panfish trip this morning. We had over 100 fish, Doug. Slip bobbers and jigging, still the same program, still off the weed lines, working great. We had to do a lot more sorting today for whatever reason, but still, you work hard enough, you can get a good meal if you want to.
Yeah, that stand next to the weeds has really made a difference for me on my panfish trips. Those open water fish have been beat on and beat on and beat on, and they're too spooky.
Spooky, they're moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So staying next to the weeds, anywhere from 18 to 24 feet.
Yep. In multi-species, we had some smaller yellows today. We had some crappie, we had some perch, we had some bluegill.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I've noticed with the bobbers, if I get anywhere near a lot of perch,
Yeah, you're taking your bait.
you don't even know it.
No, don't even move the bobber.
No, because a lot of times I believe that bait is actually being pecked off on the way down.
Your tie's getting there, they're biting it, so when your tie gets to the top of the bobber,
Yeah.
bait's already gone.
Bait's already gone,
Yep.
and the people sit out there. I
Yep.
tell my customers the rule is 2 minutes. You don't have a bite, you check your bait.
Check your bait, reel in, check it.
Yeah. So
I will say, Doug, though, I got a chance yesterday to do some bass fishing.
good.
So it was a good day. Didn't catch a lot of fish, but caught some good quality fish. So I threw spinner baits the entire 4 hours yesterday.
Nice.
Booyah spinner baits. Okay? In and around the weeds, Doug. I just running them right over the weeds, and they worked phenomenal. I mean, we caught, had a walleye, had a couple northerns. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then I threw these little toad runners, the prop on them, and threw that this morning a little bit. We didn't boat a fish on it, but we did have some blow-ups on it. So I just got to work on my cadence on that. Maybe I was going too fast or whatnot. So,
Never use that bait.
yeah,
Yeah, with the bass fishing in my boat today, the bass have been beat up too.
big time.
You need to find your own fish.
Yes.
If you're fishing the community holes that are having 20, 30 people a day cycle through them, you're going to have tough fishing. So you need to get out there and find your own. Today we caught bass on topwater. We caught bass on big creature type, power hog type baits. Stuff with action. A lot of action that really draws attention. See, this has got a lot of flappers and wigglers, and we're just pumping that up and down and letting it fall, and they're hitting on the fall. Big trailers on skirted jigs, something that's got a lot of flap, making a lot of vibration that you can really get some attention. We caught fish anywhere from 12 feet to 20 feet. So there are some fish everywhere, but again, they've been beat on. So if you can find a little pocket, go along a long weed line, find a little bitty point that sticks out that somebody hasn't thrown 67 baits to that day, and you might find a spot. We found one spot today where we caught 8 fish in about 20 casts.
Awesome.
So, but it was away from where everybody else was fishing, so that's really important. Poppers for topwater still are better for me than walking baits.
Okay.
Popping bait.
Are you letting that pause a little bit then, Doug?
No, but we're not working it hard and fast. A lot of
Okay.
people that come up here from southern lakes
Yeah.
that fish shad type
Yeah.
bites, they're wanting to really work that thing fast and hard, because they're used to seeing the shad boiling all over and the schoolie bass
Right.
that are really chasing.
Yep.
Here you're more trying to entice a fish up out of the weeds.
Yep.
So it's just been a little pop. little pop, but nice and steady cadence that they can tune in. And today I actually saw small little perch. It looked like being chased on the surface, and that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
keyed me in to
Yep.
throw some top water.
Yep.
It wasn't the dimpling of the bluegills like we had a week or so
Right,
ago.
yep.
This was some actual chasing, and we threw in there and caught a couple on top water and missed a couple. So
Were they coming out of the water, Doug? Those little perch coming out of the water?
yes, you
Yep,
you
yep.
could see them being
Yep.
chased. I think they were perch.
Okay.
They could have been small crappies too, but they weren't bluegill. I could see by
Okay.
the flash that they weren't bluegill colored. The walleye bite on East and Spirit Lake out in the basin is heating up. We just got some lead core in.
Awesome.
If you don't know about lead core, I'll be doing a tip on it here. We'll be shooting it here in the next few days on how to use lead core in the tadpoles. Lead core is a special line. It's a Dacron shell, and it actually has lead running through the whole spool. So it weights a small number 5 shad wrap, number 4 flicker shad, a bait that'll only dive 10, 12 feet itself. You can get it down to 20 foot. With lead core, it's speed dependent. So it's color coded every 30 foot is one color, and then it changes colors. That's how you know how much line you have out, and you can get anywhere from about 7 foot of color, 7 foot of depth per color at 1.2 to 1.4 mile an hour. If you get up to 2.5 to 3.5 mile an hour, you're only going to get about 4 foot of depth per color. So you have to understand that relationship to speed and how much you have out.
Yeah, the slower you go on lead core, the deeper it's going to dive. The
yep.
faster you go, which is nice. So if you come up on a hump, Doug, you can just
You can speed it up.
speed it up, bring those baits up over that hump, and then slow
Right.
down again.
Yep. So with lead core, how deep the bait dives has no bearing on it.
This, your lead core does.
Yep, that's
Yep.
what's taking care of all that. That bite is starting right now. Been pretty good up on Spirit. East is going to really take off. You're going to catch a lot of crappie out on East doing the same thing because they get out there in that basin, and you catch the crappie out there with them. Catch some nice perch. Some of my nicest perch of the year come trolling with lead core and tadpoles. So that's a bite to look forward to. Now, yesterday or 2 days ago, we announced a big event. We're going to give you a free chance to fish with Mr. Hale or fish with myself. All you have to do is go to the Kill Outdoor page and follow the directions, and we're going to have a drawing as soon as we hit 1,000 followers for the hookup page. So that's a free 4-hour guide trip with one of us.
1 to 2 people.
1 to 2 people. Everything's covered. All you need to do is bring your fishing license, and we'll take care of everything else. So you'll have a year to use that certificate up, and it's a great freebie given to you from Oak Hill Outdoor and the hookup. Again, follow the directions just like they say. Otherwise, you won't be qualified.
Okay, Doug, another big announcement is going to happen here at the store. On October 9th this fall, Johnny Candle's going to come in and do a hummingbird electronics seminar.
Fantastic. Johnny's been a good friend of mine for, she's almost 30 years now, and he knows the hummingbird stuff inside and out. And he's excited to come down here and talk to the folks here. I was on the phone with him the other night. If you're having a little issue with your hummingbird, don't know how to get the most out of it, come down and see him. I will be here that night too. Imagine you'll be hanging around.
Yep, I'll be here too, and once we get all the details worked out, but for sure it's going to be October 9th.
Okay, and that'll be great information.
Yep.
We may have a deal or two on some other stuff
Yep,
that night. You
yep,
just never
yep,
know what
yep.
will get cooked up. So, see you out on the water. Remember, go to the Oak Hill Outdoor page, follow the instructions to the letter, and get it yourself registered for a chance to win that free fishing trip with Ryan or myself, whichever one of us yahoos you want to put up with for the day. So, thanks everybody.
Thank you. Have a great week.